Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. If you are new to our channel, subscribe, drop this video a like and get involved in the comment section down below and share your teams on social media. Let's have a like target on this video of 400. Smash a like, helps push our videos further out onto YouTube and just helps with the algorithm. So Aston Villa up against Wolves under the lights at Villa Park on Wednesday. Cannot wait for it. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing about the vibe at Aston Villa. I'm buzzing about the way that we're playing, Unai Emery, the system. I'm really enjoying watching us, and I'm watching us be competitive, and I absolutely love it. And, you know, as a fan that's not watched us do all that great, it's great to see us bubbling along, and hopefully we're going in the right direction and we can start climbing the table, reaching our goals and go far into the cups and hopefully win a cup under Unai Emery. So like I say, I'm really excited. I think the vibe's good. The whole fan base is loving it. So long may it continue and bring on the Wolves. It's going to be a tough game. They've got Matthias Cunha maybe making his his debut for Wolves, and I feel like we can beat them. I feel like we can get at them. I think if you take away the fact that it's Wolves and it's a bit of a derby, then we're up against a team that's in the relegation zone, that's doing okay under their new manager, but it's still early days. So I think we've got to get at them, play how we can play with freedom, express ourselves, defend really well, have an Unai Emery special master plan up his sleeve. And for me, we come away from this game winning the game. So really looking forward to being back at Villa Park. So I want to show you some of the things that I've been really impressed with Aston Villa, especially against Spurs, but it's a continual theme. It's what we've seen during Unai Emery's tenure at Aston Villa so far. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I've really been impressed with. Then we'll get on to the predicted lineup. Then we'll have a look at how we can beat Wolverhampton Wanderers. So let's have a look at what we've noticed from this game then. So as you can see, it's the 2-2-2. We've got McGinn out wide and we've also got Ollie Watkins. We're playing a narrow, compact box in the middle of the park. That offers protection and it offers a little bit more structure, but it also enables us to keep McGinn out wide. Ollie Watkins, the ball's going over the top of Watkins, but it also enables us to have willing runners from midfield, potentially McGinn or a Bailey through that channel through there. And then you've got McGinn making that run through there as well. What I was really impressed with this phase was the way in which McGinn and Bailey interlinked and swapped positions. We're now starting to see players in roles where they've probably not played before, but now are excelling because tactically they know what they're meant to be doing. There's an understanding. And now we're starting to see players sort of like switch positions and move around the pitch a little bit more as well. So really, really good to see. Loving the formation. It's working really, really well. So let's have a look at some of the other things that I noticed. So against Spurs, we're getting more men into the box. We're getting players that are sort of lingering around the edge of the box as well, that are offering support to maybe get a shot in as well. So, you know, whenever we go forward, there's always players in and around the player with the ball or a player that's willing to make a run. So it's really expressive and I'm absolutely loving it. Against Spurs, we saw another situation where we went to a 5/6 at the back. As you can see, you've got Ashley Young, Konsa, Mings, Luca Dean, and you've also got Leon Bailey here as well. I think McGinn might be out of picture around that area. But this sort of 6 at the back that create this line enables Buendia to tuck inside and offer protection for the run that you're going to get from the Spurs fullback. If we didn't have this player here, everybody else would have to shift across. And that's where you'll start to see gaps. You'll start to see players really be able to run through our lines. So I'm really loving that at times when we need to, we go to this 6. And again, everybody's aware of their roles. Buendia knows that he needs to be in this area to cover this run as well. So again, we're starting to see that. Look how compact the double pivot is. And again, you can see this really tight little box in the middle of the park as well. So Really good, Villa fans. Really, really good. And I am really impressed with it. So as you can see, again, the 6 at the back, nice line. Everybody knows their roles. Everybody's offering protection. But what we are starting to see now is we're starting to see us, because we're playing with more confidence and our awareness is better, we're now enabling ourselves for Boubacar Kamara, who's one of your double pivot, to win the ball back nice and high. Luiz is in a position where he now can join an attack. You've got McGinn that wants to win the ball and drive forward as well. So winning the ball back higher, pressing high, has its rewards, because you win the ball back up higher up that pitch. Spurs are completely out of shape as well. It enables us to counter quickly. And if we can keep doing what we're doing, by as soon as we lose the ball, we go back and win it back quickly, we're going to get a lot of joy. We are really going to get a lot of joy, Villa fans, and it's something that I'm loving as well. I spoke about this in the match preview and the predicted lineup of the Spurs game, that I wanted to start to see Buendia getting more shots off from distance. I want to start to see him more involved. But as you can see here from this slide, this is a long-range effort from Dougie Luiz, and it created a goal. So getting more shots off is more rewarding as well, because the keeper spilled it. Brilliant run from Watkins to retrieve the ball. Laid it back to Buendia. 1-0 Aston Villa. So more shots on target for me is something that we did see in this game, and it had its rewards, didn't it? So really liking what I'm seeing, Villa fans. It's structured, creative, expressive, explosive. Same set of players, all know their roles, working in a team, and it's brilliant to see. It is brilliant to see. And this is no new manager bounce, Villa fans. And what you're seeing on that screen there now is not a new manager bounce. That is tactically players knowing exactly what they're meant to be doing. So if we go now and have a little look at how I expect Aston Villa to line up against Wolves, you want to go on to utvpodcast.co.uk, social hub, and then go on, select your lineup. That's not what you want to go on. You want to go on lineup selector. Here we go. So I do feel like there might be a couple of changes, Villa fans. One is definitely going to be enforced, I think. But Emi Martinez, for me, comes straight back into this Villa side. The atmosphere is going to be amazing at Villa Park on Wednesday, because the fans are confident, the players are confident. In turn, under the lights at Villa Park, there is no better place. Martinez coming back into the team after winning the World Cup with Argentina is just going to be magical. So really looking forward to that one. We're going to go with Luca Dean at left back. Mings in central defence, partnering with Ezri Konsa. And then at right back, I'm going to go with Matty Cash. I think it's time now for us to play our full-strength team. The players that have been at the World Cup have had long enough rest. They should be up to speed, and I expect us to go with our strongest back 5. Boubacar Kamara will be sitting in a double pivot with Dougie Luiz. I think Luiz will be okay for this game. I expect him to be okay for this game. I think he came off with a bit of a knock, bit of a precaution, but I expect them both to play in this game. And I think if we can win the midfield battle, where I feel like this is the strongest area of the pitch for Wolves, then I feel like we can boss the game, turn over the ball. If we play the ball quickly into the Villa players that need to have the ball quick, Buendia, Bailey, Watkins, then I think we'll get a lot of joy. I think we'll be explosive in this game. And I think everybody's going to be full of confidence. And it's going to be a really good game for Villa. Buendia will keep his place in the side as well. I want to see him in and around this area as well, picking up the ball, give and goes with Watkins, Kamara, Luiz, linking up with Philippe Coutinho. Just got a vibe, Villa fans. We haven't heard anything yet, but I've got a bit of a vibe that McGinn might miss this game. So I feel like it's there for Coutinho. And I think if Coutinho does the defensive side of things well, helps out, has to go into this back six at times when needed. If he can pick up the ball and feed Bailey, I feel like he could have a good game. We've tried to see Buendia and Coutinho before in the past. Hasn't quite worked out. But Unai Emery hasn't had his hands on Buendia and Coutinho in a starting lineup yet. So I expect them to link up really, really well. And we'll go with a Leon Bailey and an Ollie Watkins up top. I want to see more from Watkins of what we do expect. I want to see him running through the channels. I want to see him drifting out wide. I want to see Buendia coming in this area. Likewise with Coutinho, Bailey when's needed as well. So the front four have got a big job on their hands to be creative, make the key runs, and just once chances come, just take their chances. So that would be my lineup for Wolves. If McGinn's fit and ready, then I'd stick with McGinn for now. But I expect and I think that is what we will go with. So let's now have a little look at how we can beat Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let's go then. So this is how Wolves' average positions were against Manchester United. As you can see, their central area of the pitch is very narrow and confined to not a great deal of space. There's a lot of players there that are sort of treading on each other's toes. And this is an area where I feel like Aston Villa can really, really get at Wolves, especially in this area, this area, this area, and this area. So by what I mean by that is you're going to have Buendia, Luca Dean, Cash, Coutinho, overloads, create overloads on the left, overloads on the right, willing runners through channels, through gaps. We want to have the Wolves team running to their own goal, and that is what we saw against Manchester United. We saw that Manchester United were pretty dominant in this game. And what I mean by running to their own goal, the amount of space that was out wide for the Manchester United players, the amount of gaps, and I mean, look at the whole load of space here. And this is what I was talking about with, and you can see this from the average positions. The Wolves team confined to a short space here. You've got space out here. You've got a ball that's going through there. You've got space out wide again. So if Villa can exploit the same sort of space that Manchester United exploited against Wolves, then I think Villa can get quite a bit of joy. And I expect us to get joy as well. So again, overloads on this left-hand side, a 2v1. You know, he can either cut inside, he could go to the byline, he can get a ball across the goal. I think out wide is where we're going to really be able to hurt Wolves. I don't know why, but I just think maybe for Lopetegui at the minute, he's trying to confine the middle area of the pitch and sort of allow teams to have the ball out wide as long as they're compact in the middle of the field. So a little bit like what Villa were doing under Gerrard, to be fair. But I think if we can really work these areas, then we'll get joy. Again, another 1v1 situation here. You know, if this ball comes to this player, he can just drive into that area. He could run to the byline. He could get a cross in. So again, I think there's plenty of joy out wide against Wolves. And I feel like we can really hurt Wolves and get something from this game. So those are my thoughts. If we just go back and have another little look at the Villa side then. So what I mean by hurting them out wide, if Luca Dean can get forward, if Buendia can get in this little area here, the two against the Wolves fullbacks, if we can break on them really quickly as well, I think as long as we're solid and contain the middle of the park, like what we have been doing, and be really strong in this area, I really do feel like we will win this game and get something from it. So thanks everybody who's watched this episode. If you can drop it a like, it'll help push it onto YouTube. Subscribe if you're new. Get involved in the comment section. Share your teams on social media. Up the Villa.